Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And this is your reaction show. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. Welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And I'm joined by Omundi. Hello, sir. How are we doing? Pat,
not bad.
And Troublemaker Rebel in the building, and I'm Solo. So, guys, debriefing. So, where do we start today's game? Obviously, we were on the channel yesterday. We gave our score prediction. I've got to eat my humble words. And listen, everyone else apart from you got it spot on about a United win. I went for a Liverpool 4-1 win. So, egg on my face. But listen, I weren't confident whatsoever with the game. So until I saw the team line up, I thought, okay, a little bit more confident. But, I'm very calm, placid and mellowed. I'll wait for the 90 minutes to finish before I get all excited. So on Monday, how did you think today, looking at the lineup?
So looking at the lineup, I thought it was a brave selection because you're talking about a manager who's had 7-8 days to prepare for this game and get into his players, and get them on side. And he had to make a decision. The key decision was Ronaldo. I think he's very brave to do that. That's why we're saying it's a brave selection, because he put out players. He played Martinez again. Martinez was dragged at halftime the previous game. He played Varane, who's so-called injury prone. He played Malacia in his first big game. Was he ready for that? So when we're looking at the selection and what the manager's done, I thought it was very brave. And there's a number of things that went on today where you have to applaud the manager. He's obviously done his homework. And he's realised a few things. Sometimes you have to get, sometimes in defeat, you really win because you have to accept some of your limitations. So he's made adjustments. There's many adjustments. I've done 2-3 pages of notes during the game where we can go through. We haven't got time today. But yeah, I'm overall pleased with the manager's selection. Very brave to drop Ronaldo because Ronaldo probably wasn't suited for this performance. And in hindsight, he's come out a winner based on his decision making. So the manager take a bow.
Yep. Pat, team selection as well. What did you make of it? Obviously, like Omundi says, Ronaldo was dropped on the bench. Didn't look like a happy camper on the bench, did he? Face says it all.
Well, look, he played whoever deserved he played. I thought it was an absolute game changer as soon as I seen the starting lineup. It was completely bold and brave by Erik ten Hag. Going with Malacia. He's dropped Maguire on the left-hand side. He completely strengthened the whole left-hand side of our defence as well. He dropped Fred. He brought in McTominay, and I had him playing alongside Eriksen. And then Elanga on the left-hand side. I just thought he completely strengthened the whole left-hand side of the pitch. And I thought that made a complete difference. Making Bruno captain. I hate to keep saying it, and everybody keeps saying it, and the stats don't lie. But he just seems to flourish when Ronaldo's not around, doesn't he?
No comment.
There's one or two more players, including Bruno, that play better when he's not around. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Rebel. Pat's using the saying basically it's regarding obviously when Ronaldo is not playing. It seems like it's a happy camp. But do you actually believe that, or do you actually believe because of how much transfer rumors are circulating at the moment at the club? Do you think it's players now are playing for their position at the club instead of looking and probably blaming Ronaldo for their bad performance?
Well, looking at the situation coming up to this game, the way the media was broadcasting, it was almost said like the game was going to be the subplot to the events that were transpiring outside the stadium in advance. And obviously they were dovetailing in the announcement of Casemiro with that. But specifically in regards to Ronaldo, I think the way that the speculation is that multiple bids for multiple players are being made currently. There are a lot of players that are on age currently, and they're playing for their position. Scott McTominay was obviously one of them today because Casemiro was sitting up in the stands looking down at him and watching everything he was doing. So Scott obviously was looking to send a message, look, I'm not done here. But I think with regards to Ronaldo himself, it did seem like the attack was a bit more fluid. But that being said, this style of play is ever evolving. So I don't take what we saw today to be the final product. I think with other changes in personnel, we could see evolutions in the style of play. So this is step one, I think.
Okay, quick one as well before we move on. Ryan, do you want to do this comment? Because my site's terrible on Monday.
So we'll say hi to Ryan Martin. Big up,
Welcome
Ryan.
to the
It's
channel.
what a day, what a game. And he's saying, I'm a record producer. We'll whip up something for you guys. That'd be brilliant, man. Give us a message if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
Ryan, you can find us on Twitter, the Man United Agenda, and also if you want to as well, you can find me at Villa Fan as well. You can also find me on TikTok as well. Don't really use it that often, but you can find me there anyway. At Solo.
Only for your dance videos.
Well, listen, Pat, listen, I know you guys are saying after this, I might, you know what, I might as well sort of come out my shell and start celebrating this victory, because right now we have won and it doesn't feel like we've won, because it seems like we're not bouncing today. We bounced yesterday for the reaction show. So where's the bouncing today, guys? Come on. Where's the energy? We put our energy today against Liverpool after getting clapped against them last season, and now we beat them at Old Trafford. So come on.
You know what? You just have to say to Ryan, like, he's a Villa fan. He's come on. He's got a recommendation to tune in and subscribe to the channel. He's down at the Belfry in Birmingham today. So big up, man. This is a football celebration. All eras, all empires will get toppled at some point. And what we're seeing with Liverpool right now, I'm sure you're happy about it too, because let's make this league competitive. No longer two-horse race. So big up to Ryan, man. Lovely to see you in it.
Big up, Ryan. Big up. And there is a contact number of talks listening in the background. We have got our burner phone. We can probably try and get the number up there as well, Ryan, so you can WhatsApp us as well with it. So, guys, right, let's kickstart the show. Let's put some smile on your faces, right? Bath time will be in the comment, and you'll be all excited. And the reason why I'll be excited is I'm going to pick a few players out. Should we start from the goalkeeper and work our way up, and then talk about what De Gea really and truly had to do today? Because all I can remember is about maybe two saves he had to do. What's your Pat?
It was about that, yeah. Like there was one that stands out to me, was the Bobby Firmino header in the second half.
Yeah,
that was probably the most he had to do for the day. There was a shot down the bottom left-hand post by Diaz in the first half. There was only one more really after that. But I thought what he had to do, he done well. And I don't like to say he played well playing out the back, but what he did distribute, he distributed well.
Yeah. And again, let's go to Rebel. We're talking about the distribution and what he had to do. Today, I thought his distribution, him coming off his line, was probably a lot better than usual. Also, you saw him, there was a couple of times where the ball got through and he was off his line quite quickly as well. So is he fitting in, sort of learning the Ten Hag sort of style of play?
I think he had an okay game there. He did well. He saved where he needed to save. But I do think we have to take cognizant account of that starting midfield that Liverpool put out today. It's obviously not their first choice midfield. I think it slowed down their transitions in attack, and it left more for the likes of Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold to do, and that gave us some extra breathing room for setting our defence, which was obviously much appreciated. In terms of De Gea, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't make any mistakes, so I can't criticise the man. He faced what he needed to face without any great problems, but I think we have to kind of watch this space and look at it over further games and see if De Gea truly is evolving before we can make that call. But today, I can't fault him, and he had a good game.
Yeah, did the simple things. On Monday, I know obviously sometime with the eye test, you don't sort of think that De Gea is the main keeper, but as what Rebel just said there, it's a case of he did what his job today.
Yeah, he just does what he normally does, which is not very good, in my opinion. I'm not going to criticize.
We won today, and it's not very good. Come on.
I'm just being honest. It's not very good. Let's put it this way. We can't play out from the back. We didn't play out from the back today because it hasn't been working. So he's been playing the ball long, clearly. The option was there a couple of times, but it wasn't really on. Liverpool play high. This is the last team you want to be playing that sort of style against when we haven't got it drilled down yet or haven't got the right required players in there. So granted, we played the long ball and we had to work for the flick on in the second, third ball. Due to our enthusiasm and our passion today, that helped us a little bit because we did work. All the players were putting it in. There's a couple of times when he did play it out, put Varane under pressure, for example. I thought that was the wrong choice when Diaz was right on his ass and Varane had to play it out. He's still not the best keeper in that, as distribution wise, you know. And even his long balls weren't really sort of pinged; they were sort of floated, and defenders had time to pick it up. Couple good saves, but that goes down to the defensive unit in front of him who were outstanding today, and the midfield as well, and the forward. The whole team as a unit were outstanding. That restricts teams from playing through them. If you're dropping back deep in that low block and saying to Liverpool play through us, they can't do it. But when they beat us 5-0, we were all over the place and they just played through us and like hot knife through butter. Today was so much different because the players were on point. They were working their asses off for the cause and they kept it nice and tight. And when we go for individual players, I'm going to really big up certain players out there. And because the performance today by most men was outstanding, to be fair.
Okay.
And
well,
as a team, the team was outstanding because we made ourselves hard to beat against one of the most potent attacks in Liverpool.
And remember, we're also going to, guys, get in the chat as well. We are going to do sort of voting for the man in the match. I'm going to kickstart with De Gea. I'm going to give De Gea a 7 today. We can't sort of, I thought his distribution today was better. I thought he came off the line a bit more as well. The passes as well was a lot more accurate than usual. I know Omundi was saying he floats them, but yeah, he floated balls, but they were a lot more accurate than as usual. So I'm going to go 7. Pat, in the comments, guys, what's in the comments as well? What are you giving him? I'm giving him 7, Pat.
Yeah, you get the 7. He's not our worst player, and he done what he had to do today. So he's not making mistakes. I'm happy with it.
There you go. Rebel.
Look, he had a better than average game. He didn't make any mistakes. There wasn't a whole pile, as Omundi said, in his distribution. It does need work. I give him a 6.
Amanda's giving him a 5.5. I can feel it in my bones.
I'll give him a 5. He was average. That's all I can say. I'm not going to sit here and just get it like because I'm buzzing. I have to think about it and say no. I think it was quite average. Distribution wasn't good. Came out one time, you know, which was good to see him come off his line and got the ball. But overall, yeah, I'll just give him an average performance. There was nothing outstanding.
Okay. I'm probably going to do the left back and the right back, but I want to go through sort of Dalot today for me. Dalot, I think he was very aggressive today. He had that nature. It's almost like it reminds me of the old Derby days where he was just going in and he was going in hard on the players, basically leaving a mark to say, you're not coming near me whatsoever in the game. I thought he performed really well, especially that first 45 minutes. Like, I don't know, again, guys, I'm going to go on Monday. What do you think of Dalot's performance today as well? Because I thought he was solid today.
Look, as a team, now we've come away from the goalkeeper, I can start being positive about the players. As a team, we were outstanding. This is what I like. Liverpool, their threat is wide. They've got 2 wide men in Diaz and Salah who are very dangerous one-on-one situations. I felt Dalot was on his back. He was up against Diaz today. He was on his back. So if Diaz came deep to get the ball inside his inside his half, guess who's there? Touch tight to you and not allowing you to turn. And if you don't want, and if I get opportunity, I'm gonna come in there and hit you hard. That's what we like to see. That's old school Derby style of play. Say, yeah, you ain't gonna get a breather. And every time you think you're gonna get the ball, you're gonna be wary that someone's coming through you like that. And I don't mind taking a card, you know. I'll be disciplined out here. It was outstanding from Dalot. It's one of the best performances I've seen from Dalot, as in determination, showing he can defend. He didn't do nothing going forward, remember. He just done his job in his defensive unit, like every one of them. Brilliant. I'm so proud of every one of those defenders today, but Dalot especially, he really put it on them. And on the other side, they were doing the same with Salah, so with Malacia. So Dalot was brilliant today. I think that's what we need, that sort of fight. He had Sancho on his side as well, who was able to tuck back in and help him out on occasions to sort of double up. And overall, with that sort of fight, that energy, You know, whatever's thrust up them during the last 7 days, that's what we need. Everybody's delighted right now. But Dalot, real big respect from me. Get a nod. That's a 7 or 8 out of 10 for me. Real top.
What is it, 7 or 8?
Could give him a 7. Top
Give him a
performance by
78.
him. Yeah, these guys are the top performers. This is Diaz, who really one-on-one will skin anybody in the world, and he hardly got a sniff out there. Hardly. Still, he got a little bit, but hardly did because of the defensive unit and Dalot being on his game. So really good performance. I'm delighted with him.
Let's go, Pat Dalot. Again, I'm surprised the first challenge he actually put out today, he didn't actually get a yellow card for that.
Listen, Diogo Dalot learned from every single mistake he made in the previous Liverpool game, where he didn't get tight to Diaz. He didn't put the tackle in, and he didn't get stuck into him, even when he wasn't going to get the ball. Even when he got that yellow card, I thought that was a bit of a soft yellow card, just because I was so impressed with Dalot getting stuck in. It was a good challenge, and he wasn't afraid. So for me, Diogo Dalot was excellent today. His link-up play with Sancho was very good, and I was very impressed. Exactly what Omundi said. Sancho coming back to help him out. So it was a good defensive unit today, good midfield unit, everybody working as one, and Diogo Dalot was absolutely fantastic. And you could see the difference with Varane playing beside, telling Dalot what to do. That's what I felt was the big difference for Dalot today. More calm, more assured, with an experienced centre-half playing beside him today, instructing him where to go, reassuring him.
Yeah. And let's go to Rebel. Dalot, again, what's your mark for Dalot today? So, sorry, what did you say, Pat, you giving him?
I'm going to give Dalot a 7.5.
7.5. Rebel?
Yeah, I think really what we have to take into perspective with the defence is how they compare to their first opening 2 games. And obviously, it's night and day in terms of the way that they functioned as a unit. So when I'm scoring these defenders, like Omundi's covered what Dalot done today. He stayed tight. He was ruthless and aggressive, to quote Paddy. And but like the bottom line was he was a cog in the defensive unit. And again, I do need to see more of that over for the games to show consistency. But I think I can't score Dalot on his own in isolation. The defensive unit for me was an 8.
Okay. Well, okay. So Malacia now. Let's talk about him and what again. Listening to the guys on Sky Sports and also from the highlights, because I didn't watch a full Brentford game as well. With him, what a performance he put in, his recovery. Everyone talk about Wan-Bissaka, about sort of when he goes diving in the floor, about his recovery pace and everything. But this young man has it all. He basically a couple of times where he went to ground, but he got up and he made it back up as well. But also with him, he stands on his feet. And like what you just said, Rebel, it's about marking the defensive unit together, because I thought today he was solid. Pat?
I thought it was fantastic. He was touch tight to Salah all day. Didn't give him an inch. And any chance he got, and I think it was Gary Neville said it in the second half, you don't have to be a superstar at Old Trafford for the fans to love you. All you have to do is put in a shift, put in a tackle. And that's exactly what Malassia's done today. He was all over Salah all day. I'd say Salah is going to be having nightmares later on, having that young Paddy Everett in his dreams, chasing him, kicking him, doing everything that he didn't want to do, because he got the freedom of Old Trafford when they hopped off us last year with Maguire spinning on his arse, Shaw running into corner flags. They didn't get a chance this time. And the difference when you haven't got an open pitch and open play. So well done, Malacia. I'm torn about who's getting me man of the match. Malacia at the moment, it's 50-50 with him, and we'll talk about the next one now in a minute.
Okay. And let's go to Omundi.
Yeah, just to add to what Pat is saying about Malacia, he's thrown him into the fire, right? Just the fire, because you're coming up against the top goal scorer in Salah, one of the world's best players, apparently, you know? And a lot of the time, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to go one-on-one with him and to go. But just like we said about Dalot, wherever Salah went, he was trying to get close. But at the same time, you have to be compact with your back four as well. So you have to tuck in. So you can't just rush out there and leave yourself exposed. So it's the time when you go. It's when you go, when everyone's shuffled over, that's the time to go. And I just think he was fantastic because he gets close. I noticed this about him before. The first thing I noticed about him when we were scouting him before he came to Man United is that how touch tight he gets with defenders, especially wingers. He will get out there and have his hand on your hip and be saying, yeah, come, you want this? Come, the man. And you want to go this way? I'm coming with you. And he will dog you. Whoop, 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 And like, I don't know, when someone's got fleas or you be around someone. This is how Salah's going to be feeling tonight. When you feel in someone's house and they say, that guy had bed bugs. And you're like this. That's what Salah's going to be doing. He's like, let's get this guy off me. He's going to be waking up with nightmares. Oh, twits. He's on me. Brilliant performance. And just like Pat said, he's up there for MOM. For me, MOM performance. Not just because of who he's up against, what he did in the shift. He didn't give the guy a sniff. When Salah did get away, which is a world-class player, he's going to do it, same like Diaz, he still fought back. And, so keep itching, Salah, because someone's all over you tonight. And, it's horrible, isn't it? It's a horrible feeling. I really love this. I love this game, as Patrice would say. Yeah. And this is what we see. We got a new Patrice who's also got a bit of bite to him as well. Patrice was sweet, handsome and running up and down, slick, nice little...
Nice smile.
We got a little dog.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah. I love it.
Rebel?
Yeah, again, the lads pretty much covered the baseline in regards to him. Good opening performance for him. He worked well in conjunction with Martinez, but again, I'd like to see consistency over a number of games. So well done to him for his performance tonight.
Oh, wow. That was simple. Quick one, guys. What we're going to do before we go to the comments in a minute, something in the chat. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. Amanda, we're going to talk about Martinez and Rolls-Royce Varane in the together. Obviously, surprise was, well, not for me, it's not a surprise, but Maguire was dropped from the team today, and these two played. Obviously, Martinez, for the money he came in, we've been getting bantered about, we waste our money, he's not good enough. Tonight, playing against our fierce rival, basically, he put a shift in, he put a performance in, he was that good today. So can we rate both these players together then, please?
Who, me?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So for me, Varane was outstanding. I thought Varane, just like you said, call him a Rolls Royce. He's got a good engine on him. He plays really well. What I like about him, he always shepherds people away from goal and just does it in his own way. He can run with guys. Don't have to dive in. Just shepherd them away from the danger area. The middle part of the pitch where the defenders, two centre-backs are, is so important. And today they were fantastic because what they did, they pushed up. When we talk about this rest defense, but they pinched the ball. This is what you're supposed to do. You intercept the ball and read the play and get in there and blam, get a touch in it and before the ball goes to their feet. So after a while, Liverpool players are starting to think, oh God, he's going to come through me. They had an issue today because they had to deal with Firmino. Firmino peels off these guys and comes deep. But they still kept their shape. Rather than get dragged out like some people might have done, they kept their shape and kept themselves compact at all times. A lot of communication as well with Malacia. He's played in Dutch football with Martinez. And on the other side, you've got a Portuguese and a French guy who knows how to speak Spanish. The communication was pretty good. Must have been because the way they were so organised. I thought Varane was outstanding. I'll give him an 8 out of 10 because he stood up to everything. Sometimes he goes through the game just cruising, but you've got as a defender, centre back. I was delighted. I could talk all. Give me an own show to talk about these centre backs. It was outstanding today. As for Martinez, it's about character again. Like Malacia came in to a game he hasn't experienced before. Same with the manager, dropping Maguire, which was the right thing to do, and he's put in Martinez, who he dragged off at 45 minutes last week. And people have started to target him and all this kind of thing. But you've got to have a lot of character and balls. And they called him the butcher. I know last couple of weeks, as bath time, he's saying he's been the baker, soft like dough, But this week, he is the butcher. He's been sharpening his knives for the last 7 days. And really, he wants to be a football player. He wants to be a legend out there. And that performance today will make him a legend because people will be delighted. I'm sure Paddy was dribbling, watching the game on the sidelines. You've seen that ruthless aggression that Paddy loves to see. This guy was on point, and little things like going, winding players up, pushing them. What he did to Milner, he slid him with Milner and put his hand on his head and gave it a squeeze on his cranium and say, "Yeah, boy, take that. You're not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna get booked for this, but I'm gonna squeeze your top head. And what are you gonna do about it?" angry and everything else. This is a top player. I don't care what anyone says to me. Them two playing together were really on point tonight. Experience, and understanding of the game, you know, and his deliveries as well. I'm talking about his passing. He nice, good crossfield ball to hit to Langa in the first half. His passing sharp into feet, ping to feet. No worries there. Bringing the ball down, no worries. Calm, cool. You know, there was a time when Eriksen was in a bit of trouble, played it to him, and he got out his feet, pop, easy, simple things. This is a professional footballer, and I want everyone to back him because after what he's been through the last couple of weeks, to come back and put a performance like that, where it wasn't his fault for any of the goals or the defense, really, I'm just delighted. And as I said about, I played yesterday and I played brilliant. If you saw the clip, go and check it out. I was cool as a cucumber, and so I love to see defenders do well and the shape do well. I'm sorry for going on, but his defense, I won't talk so much about the others. They were compact. They kept themselves tight within the 6-yard box. The fullbacks were tucked in within the 6-yard box. Come, close us down. Come, break us down if you please. They couldn't do it. You know, the midfield in front of them. We get onto them later, but everything was organised. Everything was so tight. Everything was compact. They couldn't play through us. There was no room in the inn. Okay, so good night, Liverpool. Unfortunately, you couldn't break us down because we got two great defenders in there, centre backs, and the fullbacks were on fire as well. So just delighted with the defense, and they deserve like Rebel said, they deserve 8s all round but Martinez was man of the match, no doubt. 10 out of 10 for me, because there's other things that come into it. Character, pinching, winding people up, getting in there, making himself known. He is a butcher for real. I really love his performance. 10 out of 10, and I don't give them out often.
Okay, Pat.
I loved Martinez. As soon as he took that challenge into Milner, I'm telling you, I nearly kicked the chair across the room with it, and I jumped up. Around the 40th minute, the man made a double block, and then he jumped up and he's high-fiving the lads. Like, get in there. He was showing real aggression, ruthless aggression, like Paddy says. This is the topic tonight, okay? The man was that good tonight. He even saved Bruno's attempt on air goal off the line on the 40th minute. It was a triple block in the space of 5 minutes. He was excellent. And I couldn't rate him anywhere. Varane was as good as Martinez tonight, but Varane was just class. There was in the first half, Robertson made it down the left. Varane just stepped in front of him, pushed him out of the way, and put his foot over the ball. Out you go, out of the way there, little boy. Move aside. Diaz made a pass to Lowe for one chance, and he made a pass to him. I think it was a bad back pass by McTominay. I won't hold it against McTominay. I thought he was very good today. But straight away, Varane showed his intelligence of the game. Tactical foul, took him out, took the yellow for the team, and we kept going. Other games, we would have stood off them, and we would have been, before we know it, Liverpool are through on goal, and it's a goal. So Varane and Martinez, different approaches tonight, both fantastic.
Excellent. And Rebel.
Yeah, I think the lads pretty much covered it. Change of partnership for Martinez today with Varane. Functioned well. Let's see how they develop in the coming games, but I think the lads already covered it.
Okay, so we're just going to go through some comments quickly there, please, on Monday.
Okay, so obviously you can imagine the excitement in the comments. I'm just going to read out a few. Hello to everyone anyway. Welcome. Anthony Herbert, welcome. FTB Column, welcome. Gavin Ward, JP87, welcome. Hallelujah, says Gavin Ward, he's excited. Solo. We'll message you. Big up to Matthew Bassett, man. Big up, man. Big up to FC United forever. Pat, I'm sure 11-12 kit be sinking in by now. That's for you, Pat. Great result. KFC bucket off to celebrate. I think that's for you, Solo. Anyway, let's get to the comments, the real comments here about the team, because the performance was outstanding, wasn't it? So, first of all, we'll go to Gavin Ward. He said, main thing, hope this does put the brakes on the pressure for Glazers, he's saying. So, yeah, that was a good result for that. Classic phone burner. You're trying to give out a number, weren't you, earlier?
Yes, I am.
I don't often swear, but effing get in. He's happy. Emma's saying, man, Malasia, my effing left back. Look at the swearing jar going up. Go on. I want you have to pay for that, guys. Emma's also saying, we asked for some passion. They gave us some effing passion. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a vote for yours, Mr. Pink. from FC United forever. De Gea scares me at corners. He just stays on his line, says Box, because, yeah, we can go and talk about corners later. There was a few issues there. Box is saying, for the first time in ages, we're contesting, winning 50-50s, winning duels with speed, work rate, physicality, working cohesively as a team, concentrating, putting bodies on the line, using IQ and nous. Let's end the show right there. He covered everything. Well done. Gavin was saying Manasseh was top-notch, 9 out of 10. Man in a match for him. FC United said, proud of the guys tonight, especially those who've been scrutinised lately. 10 for all of me, 11 for Rashi because she loves him. Bath time before said, so I'm so disappointed. Anyway, yeah, we know.
Yeah, I've done it already.
Anyway,
I've done it.
Bath time saying, tactically, you see where we have weapons in the game. You see we have speed. Then Fernandes and Eriksen have to pass. Scott McTominay had a magnificent game, he's saying. Here we go. Martinez was very similar to and style play to my dad, loving it. That's Kevin Moran, who was a legend, who would put his face in first and would take a card, even a red card in the FA Cup final. But what a player Kevin Moran was. I'm sure Pat and the Irish guys would big that up themselves. But yeah, Kevin Moran was a legend, and we're getting a legend in Martinez. Very similar, I agree. And finally here, Varane, for me, was culpable for their goal. It's top flight football, and one moment can punish you, as Bath Time's saying. So there we go. Yeah, that's a lot of the comments.
Okay, so guys, we're going to move on. If 16 in the chat, give us a like and also a subscribe if you're new to the channel. So we're going to go on. I don't want to go on too much about Scott and Eriksen. So quick one. Eriksen, let's just go Eriksen and just round it up. And also Scott. Let's go to Rebel.
Yeah, look, I suppose the midfield, again, bearing in mind that there was no Keita, no for Fabinho, and no Thiago Alcantara, they were serviceable. They did their job. They broke up the play. McTominay did well recovering possession. Eriksen wasn't called upon to do a lot. He was integral to the getting the ball in behind for Elanga and kept the pressure going. Bruno was a bit blunt for me in terms of his contribution to the midfield. Didn't look threatening. However, he did get heavily involved in the press. Overall, it was a workman-type midfield against, I suppose, a maybe second or third choice midfield for Liverpool. So again, there's a lot to keep an eye on in terms of how Casemiro coming into that midfield will alter the way that we look to take on the game in the middle of the park and progress from there. But for me, like, I suppose midfield was 6.5 overall.
Okay, let's go to Pat. Pat, score for the midfield.
I felt like they were bypassed all night. They didn't get a chance because the ball kept going over them. Look, I thought Eriksen, for everything Eriksen had to do, the couple of lovely 1-2 touches he had to do for the first goal with Elanga and Manasseh and Martinez, the build-up for it to get the goal for Sancho, it was excellent. I was very impressed with it. His free kick on the 24th minute just got touched over the post by Alisson. I hope we see more of that. Jeez, I haven't seen a decent free kick in a long time, and it was great to see. I thought Scott played very well. I chose Scott over Fred to play, and it was purely down to discipline. And I thought Scott was very disciplined tonight, and I thought he done very well.
That's my bit lost when we see him.
Look, he's still a squad player. 6.5. We're still going to need him at times.
Yep.
He won't be a first-team player, but he'll still play.
Yeah, on Monday. 2 players.
Yeah, Scott McTominay was very good today. I'm going to give him a 7. He works hard, gets himself back in position. That's what you need from a midfielder. A couple of times in tight areas, I think his touch let him down, or trying to get the pass off. He has to be in the right position, right shape. He doesn't trust his left foot. So that's a bit of a weakness for him. But overall, he worked hard and dogged it out like the rest of his teammates. What you're supposed to do. It's just the other qualities I want to see more from him. So I'm going to give him a 7 because he was really good today, putting himself about. Fred came on. Not going to talk about him because we do have time to do much. Bruno, I'm going to give him a 6. I felt that Bruno was okay today. A couple of times he gave the ball away. He got pinched trying to sort of drop it deep with the ball, looking for a pass. Get out your feet, just pass it in those areas. Henderson pinched him and they could have scored. That was a mistake by him. And overall, it went down a bit too easy. worked a little bit, worked hard. You can see he's doing the running and the sprints and everything. But I just feel that his positional sense ain't that good, and he needs to just play a bit more simpler, and he'd look a lot better player. For me, Eriksen was the best man in midfield. As Pat was saying earlier, his ability with the ball, his vision could really light up Liverpool today, especially when they play so high in the first half. Especially, he was getting the ball out his feet very quickly, something we haven't had in a player for a long time now, and since Pogba, and get out his feet quickly and can pass balls to Rashford, to these fast, pacey guys that we had up top into that space in behind, and a couple of times it worked. Like you say, with the first goal, he couldn't get out his feet, but had the composure to reset and recycle the ball, and that's how we scored. And we played a 1-2 with Elanga, and Elanga played it across the 6-yard box, and we scored. So Eriksen, for me, there's a lot of qualities there that I like about him. Even though he's one pace and everything else, the intelligence, the experience, he's two-footed, getting out his feet, playing it fast, it really helps us a lot, and we saw that today.
Okay, for me, well, listen. I'm giving Scott's a 6. I'll give Eriksen a 6.5, and I'm just going to round it up with Bruno. Bruno did press, but from what I saw for Bruno, the most upsetting thing for me with Bruno Fernandes today, I saw him went down 3 times, and he wasn't even touched the 3 times. And one of the time he got booked in for it. That eventually could have cost the team if he was to go down the other end and then pick up another silly yellow card. And this is what I don't understand, the maturity of Bruno Fernandes, why he constantly keep doing stuff like this, constantly just going down for no reason whatsoever, ain't been touched. But guys, we are going to move on now to, well, my play. Well, we'll go on to Elanga and Sancho, and I'm going to say today, I thought Elanga played absolutely immense today, especially the first 45 minutes, 50 minutes, the way he took on the Liverpool player, the way he was chopping, the way he was dropping that shoulder, going in, beating the players. I thought he had a really positive game. Let's go to Rebel.
Yeah, Elanga there, he emptied the gas tank in the first half. He was a bit of a menace for the Liverpool defence. The Liverpool wing-backs wanted nothing to do with him, to be honest with you, because he was beating them on the majority of runs and was putting them on the back foot in their defensive structure. So absolutely, you can't fault Elanga's work rate and ingenuity. He still has a ways to go in terms of his end product and delivery of ball, but that's something that will come with game time and I suppose age. He's still quite a young player, so absolutely delighted for him. He got replaced at halftime by Anthony Martial, who obviously delivered with the assist with an immediate impact for Rashford. So yeah, Elanga can be happy with his night's work, but yeah, 45 minutes he will need to work on his gas tank maybe to get him to the 60-70 minutes point, because it was probably a bit early to have to make that sort of a forward change.
Yeah. And I know I said 15, but 47 minutes or whatever he came on after that, so don't worry about it. Let's go to Pat. Pat, impact today as well. I honestly got to be open and honest. That's probably the best performance I've seen him played in a Man United shirt. I know on Monday might go back about the Brentford game, talk about the Brentford game. He did perform well there, but against Liverpool has to be one of the best performances for me.
We're talking about Elanga here, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was excellent today. He never stopped running. Some of his link-up play with Eriksen was fantastic as well. Like, kudos to Elanga. After around the 25th minute, Trent and Gomez were starting to get pissed off at him, and he started taking them down. So that speaks testament for Elanga. I thought he done very well. And in fairness, I was watching it, and I know you weren't. I know you 3 guys aren't too happy with Bruno, but I thought he done very well with the captain's armband today. I'm trying to watch the game from watching the eye test. And what I was watching today was watching Bruno pulling Elanga and Sancho in nice and tight for the mid block, and watching he was making sure that Scott McTominay was coming in through the lines for any ball that was played in between by Elliott. I thought between Elanga, Bruno, and Sancho, they were fantastic today. In the first half alone, Bruno might have dropped out in the second half, but between the 3 of them, I thought they were fantastic.
Monday.
I always do it for you, Van.
On Monday.
Yeah, Elanga, you're building him up too much. You said, "Oh, he was dropping the shoulder. He was going. He was doing it."
He was, man. Come on, he beat.
All he was doing, let's put it straight. All he was doing was driving at people, which you want that to happen. It takes the defender the other way. Every time he got the ball, there's a couple of times he ran at Trent, which was the idea here to exploit Trent, I imagine. And then he didn't have a good best of game, did he, Trent? Push him back because he's a threat going forward. Drive at him, run at him, and see what happens. And he got booked, Trent, didn't he? There was an incident where Elanga was running at him. Elanga had a chance, but he should have buried it, to be honest. I was a bit disappointed with that. I think he needs to sort of put them away. He could make a name himself. He's gone off the boil a bit. He needs to add to his game. You talking about Sancho as well, are you?
Yeah, go on. Just do Sancho as well.
So Elanga, I'm going to give a 6. I'm giving him a 6 because everyone worked well, but you're supposed to work well. You're supposed to work hard. It's what I want to see above that, the qualities. And I think, driving at someone is all well and good. Yeah, anyone can do that. A semi-pro player can drive at a player, but it's what the quality that comes with it. I didn't see that from Elanga today, especially the miss and things. So, where for Sancho, I'm going to Sancho. This might surprise people. I'm going to give Sancho an 8. I thought Sancho's he's just a great player. Just a great player. We had a big discussion earlier in the show on Man United agenda about his impact. And obviously his numbers haven't been good since he's come to Man United, but he's a quality player. He's a team player. He brings people in. He can go out, give him the ball. He was not looking to drive at people, just run down the line, cross it, traditional kind of thing. He's a baller. He's a playmaker. He brings people in. And once we start clicking, you'll see the best of Sancho. Really quality player. And I'm seeing that today again, and I see it every week. He's unselfish. He would draw 2 players to him to create space for someone else and pop it off. He's a very good player, very intelligent, and I love him a lot. He might not be as quick as Rashford or whatever, but what he lacks in that little bit of rapidness pace, he's got as a team player and an all-round complete player in the forward position. So I'm really happy with him. And Martial came on, done really well, set up Rashford's goal, which good pinching from the second ball, I think, or it was the long ball played through to him. He held it up, got there before the defender and played it through. And Rashford played well as today, used what he's good at, which is his pace. And one-on-one finishing he scored. Apart from that, I'd give Rashford a 7. So overall, the forward line was good.
And let's go to Rebel. Rebel, just do the forward line. Sancho and Rashford, and just put Martial in because I thought Martial came on and did really well when he came on. I thought Rashford did the job he meant to have done today and tried to stretch the defense so players can get behind. So go on.
Yeah, I suppose starting with Marcus Rashford, he did have a bit of frustration in the first half. It did appear like he wasn't willing to take on the man and beat the man at times, but he obviously had a few blocked shots also as well. But he took his goal well, first goal since January, so credit to him on that front. Obviously, Martial unleashing him, having made an instant impact from him coming off the bench himself. In terms then of Jadon Sancho, again, a good performance today. Did well for his goal. The coolness in terms of holding on to the ball, getting another look and finishing it to the net was obviously something that suggested a head beyond his years on his shoulders. Again, as with a lot of the other players, while I'm happy with their performance today, I do need to preface it with the fact that I don't feel that this was the best Liverpool side that we faced. I think last year's team was at a higher standard, and I do need to see consistency of output. And but today they were definitely worth their 7s, and overall I'm very pleased for the result.
Pat, just so you know, sir, the roundup for Rashford and Jadon, and I would say throw in Martial as well.
Sancho 8, Rashford 7, and Martial gets 7 as well. I think as good as I just praised Elanga alongside yourself, Solo, for how well he done, you could see the difference for when Martial came on the second half. So maybe Elanga is just a squad player, but for a young lad being brought into that Liverpool game today, kudos to him.
Yeah, I think as well, I don't know if you guys recognize or notice it, but when it's almost like Martial, when he came on, those touches he was doing were so effortless. It's almost like he was
Oh.
just going past players, and he weren't even putting an effort in. It was just so smooth, everything he did when he was on the pitch. Also, I got to say with Rashford as well, I think, was it 4 plays he beat as well? Oh, what a goal if that hit the back of the net as well, where he beat the players and literally just skied the ball across. Again, that's something else. So I think like what I'm on probably the same thing what Rebel is on. I am excited for the victory because it's Liverpool and it's our first win of the season. But I don't know if I'm going to get too carried away until I see a bit more consistent going through. We go at Southampton next on Saturday. Need to see probably the same energy, the same performance as well. So just give it time to get sort of like building up and see where we get with this, and then see where we are by November.
So what are you saying? We're not going to win the league?
Me? No, speak to the man above you. Speak to the man above you. Speak to the man above you.
Listen,
So, you know. Oh, yeah, Bath Time is asking. I think Fred can get in the team. Come on, Bath Time. Me and you both know about Fred, so don't watch these lot. Don't worry about these lot. These lot are just Fred haters.
did you see all the cameras going on to Casemiro as soon as Fred got onto the pitch today?
Yeah, I did see that. But I think it would be them two playing together anyway. I honestly believe it. Watch his face. Any last, anything else from you? Manager as well. For me, I'm going to give the manager for picking one of the youngest team for us today. I'm going to give him roughly about 8.5. I think he got everything right today in his team selection.
He gets a 10 from me for having balls.
Pardon?
He gets a 10 from me for having balls for doing what he did. He got it right today.
Yeah, you have to, but there's always room for improvement, isn't it? You always got to give room for improvement.
We bet Liverpool after getting bleeding hockeyed last week. Give the man some credit.
8.5. 8.5.
He looked like the boss on the sideline today. He looked like the boss.
Yeah, in fairness to Erik ten Hag, you can see that he's completely embraced his new team, as evidenced by his Sky Sports interview where he says, "Now that was fucking football."
Rebel, just for you, because you knew it already. That's £20.
But I think obviously his reaction, he will be, while he said it on Sky Sports today, once he gets the lads back into the Carrington tomorrow, and they'll be sitting down, they'll be viewing the videotape, and they'll be saying, "Look, lads, this was the performance. You got a result today. Well done. But now that game is in the past. Saturday looms, and of course, it's going to be a short turnaround then to a Thursday night game which is the 1st of September, our first game of September, and there's plenty of action, I imagine, and players wondering about their futures as this window continues to tick on. But as I said, I'm satisfied with the result. It's good to get the 3 points on the board. Getting out of that area at the bottom of the table definitely isn't somewhere that we wanted to be, because it does give a lot of pressure when you're dealing with rival fans. And just as I see Miss Melina, I do just want to plug a very special extra edition of Rebels Fantasy Focus, which will be going out live at 1 o'clock tomorrow. I was in conversation with Miss Melina looking for her views, and I will give a small spoiler. She did feel like we could get a result, and she says that on the show. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, will do. So, guys, as always, if you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. If you're not new, just give us a like. Omundi, would you mind going through some of these comments, please, sir?
Am I allowed to speak on the manager?
Well, you can do, yeah.
All right. I think before we go into comment, I think the manager was fantastic today. He gets a 9 out of 10 from me. The reason why is because he had days, a week to prepare his team after 2 really poor results and poor performances. He got them on side. What they did out there, even if there's no crowd, they still would have showed that desire to win the game and follow through his tactics. His tactics were on point. He prevented Liverpool from scoring. A stupid goal we conceded in the end, and we dominated the game. When I say dominated, once we scored, we gave them a bit of possession, and we dominated them because it's like ring generalship in boxing. We were the generals out there. It's right. Invite us to come on, break us down. They couldn't do it. So in all areas, with and without the ball, we dominated them, and we dictated to them where we think we scored our goal. Come on, come at us. They couldn't break us down. And I was really impressed with him today. The way he set up the decision making about the selection as well. It was outstanding. I've said outstanding so many times today because the whole thing is outstanding. I'm really happy at the moment with the performance, and the impact of this will be a number of things. Players sitting on the bench today who are usually first team players will have to reflect. Say, I need to get with the program. The level's going to go up because we've got Casemiro coming into training. They realize, man, I could get drowned out here and be a forgotten person. Everyone needs to step up, and I think he's pressed the right buttons in certain players and got them to perform. That's what a manager's supposed to do. So overall, the manager is really on top right now, and I want to go back and listen to his interview. First of all, Exhibit saying Malacia for the man of the match or man most valuable player for me. Martinez almost made an own goal, but still a masterclass. I think it was Bruno who made the own goal.
Yeah, it was Bruno. Yeah.
Half-time saying, call him by his name, Solos Elangi. As you would say,
I'll call him Elanga. Yeah, I spell it differently.
Now.
Yeah.
So after his beautiful performance there, you call him Elanga now for good. No more Elangi.
Okay, no, cool. Elanga. Depends on how my accent come across.
Okay. Jackie saying Elanga 7.5 and Sancho an 8. She's also in bath time. Thanks. He was also super cool for his goal, referring to. Both of the guys were super cool, weren't they, with their finishes? Sue is in the house. We didn't get Sue celebration, but she's saying, woohoo, amazing, and showing the clap sign. Exhibit is saying, I'm surprised McTominay rarely lost the ball. Finally, he's using his brain. Box is saying, Martial and Sancho look the best attackers, but can't fault the industry of Lelanga. Rashford also displayed glimpses of the ability that he has. FTB column saying, Omundi, being a strict teacher, everyone had in school working at a grade of A in lessons and giving out C's with must try harder written on the book in pen. Yes, we do need to improve. Matthew Bassett saying, where was this performance against Brighton and Brentford? FC United forever saying, where's that Scouser Muppet? Hopefully he or she stays away. Talk about 007. Mr. B saying, Martial back, he's going to cause chaos. FTB column saying, everyone knows I'm not a Rashford fan, but today I'm giving him an 8. Matthew Bassett saying, well, one big gripe, where was this performance against lesser teams? We need to turn up against everybody. FC United forever saying, love to all the supporters of other teams on here. Much respect, except for the Scouts and Muppets. Gavin Ward saying, I think the best decision Eric Ten Hag made was dropping Maguire and Ronaldo. Obviously, that's where the issues lie. The performance differences was night and day, he's saying. So there you go. I just want to say, obviously, as we said already, big up to Miss Melina. Congratulations on your numbers recently on your show. You're doing really well, and you deserve it because you're a great pundit. And we'll see that tomorrow at 1:00 with you and Rebel. Gavin Ward saying the last thing, 10 out of 10 for me for Mr. B and Talk, especially in their show, because we've done a watch long. Mr. B and Talk, I'm going to go back and see the reaction. But especially Mr. B, his reaction to the first goal made my day. So thank you, Mr. B, for your reaction. And big up to TalkMU for his great commentary. Avad saying, what a game. Just managed to watch the main highlights. Martinez and Malacia bossing Salah. So everyone's delighted out there. We're really over the moon. Miss Molina's just finally saying, I feel like I'm on the wrong channel for once. All the panel are smiling and happy, feeling the vibes of this match reaction. Thank you very much.
Well, after last season, you saw us in disarray. This season, you see us with a little smile for one game. But guys, listen, I need to go quickly to Rebel. Rebel had something to say. What was it, Rebel? Apologies.
Just two brief items that have just come up on my Twitter feed. The first one is from ESPN analyst Dale Johnson, and he's speaking on the Marcus Rashford goal. Obviously, that was subject of a VAR check. He was saying Marcus Rashford's goal was onside for Manchester United's second goal due to the tolerance level which was added to VAR offside last summer. Under the rules that were applied in the 2020-21 season, it would not have counted. So that's the first item. And the second item is, this is more transfer gossip, Mr. Anthony and his agent were posting on Instagram, tuning in to the Manchester United game. And we're all smiles at the result.
Okay, so guys, listen, from us tonight, we will be back tomorrow for the fantasy football at 8:30 p.m. with Rebel. So if you do like fantasy football, make sure you join in. I think you should just join in anyway because Rebel will be hosting tomorrow. And then also at 10:00, you got the eye test with OMONDI and Bath Time. I think Bath Time is somewhere in the chat. He hasn't plugged it in the chat at the moment, but I'm sure he will do. So Just make sure you tune in for those shows tomorrow, guys. But listen, from us on the Money Agenda, we all going to go off here happy tonight because we actually beaten Liverpool 2-1, which I got the score completely wrong, as always. But listen.
And
you got it right.
I got it right.
Yep. And I think Omundi said 2-0 as well. Rebel, what did you say?
I said we were getting served, so I was completely wrong.
I was wrong too. Yeah, we took it. But guys, from us on the Money Agenda, it's been a happy day for us. And Jurgen Klopp, take that thing off your face. So from us tonight, good night.
Bye-bye.